There we go. And as usual, please, 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 if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and I will answer them as I go because I want to make sure I can answer all of your questions. But from Indie Lee, I'll be chatting about the Squalane oil. So Indie Lee overall is a really amazing skincare brand because they really focus on clean, cruelty-free products. And none of their products, they have a whole list on their website of like over 1,000 ingredients that they will never use in their skincare products, which is so important. As everyone always says, I feel like this is something people say a lot when they talk about skincare. Skin is your largest organ, so you want to be putting things on your body and in your body that you feel really good about. And I think that's actually a really good theme for all of the products we're talking about today. All of the brands are clean ingredients and really make sure that they're giving you all the benefits without any nasty ingredients that you wouldn't want to see in something that you're ingesting or something that you're putting topically on your skin. So that's a really cool thing about Indie Lee. And something nice about this oil in particular, which is 100% olive oil derived squalene oil, is that they don't use any essential oils. So essential oils sometimes can be a little irritating for sensitive skin types. But this oil doesn't have any of that, so it's truly just the squalene and some other ingredients to give you some additional skincare benefits, which makes it really, really good for dry skin, sensitive skin, oily skin, any kind of skin type. And a little bit about skin types and oil, because I know there can be kind of a little bit of confusion around if you need an oil in your skincare routine, if you have oily skin, or what it needs to have oily skin or dry skin. But I personally think that pretty much everyone needs a really good hydrator in their skincare routine, regardless of their skin type. And sometimes actually by depriving your skin of the hydration that it really needs, you might be causing your skin to overproduce oils. So every skincare routine really needs to have a really good hydrator to both deliver moisture and then seal in moisture so that it's not getting dehydrated. And sometimes if your skin's really dehydrated, it will create extra oil to combat that. So you might think you have an oily skin type, and actually it's just that you really need some hydration in your skin. That's a really good question. So what is a hydrator? So a hydrator is something that delivers moisture to your skin, and there's a couple different kinds. So you can have something like a cream, a moisturizer, or a gel. Those have certain ways of delivering moisture to your skin, and they help penetrate into the skin and deliver some hydration. So that would be a hydrator. And then something like an oil would also be a hydrator. An oil works a little bit differently than a cream or a gel because it's an occlusive. So it actually seals in everything underneath and it helps keep everything locked in without it kind of vanishing away. Sometimes you'll put on a cream moisturizer and it sinks in, and then instantly you feel like your skin's not very hydrated anymore, and you're like, was it enough? Do I need to apply more? That's because it's not an occlusive. So an occlusive will really seal everything in, which is why I really love doing an oil on top of a cream if you have particularly dry skin like myself, to kind of keep everything together. That's a really great question. So yeah, you definitely want to have at least a hydrator in your routine and an SPF, always an SPF, but really want to lock in that moisture and make sure that you're giving your skin everything it needs. But a couple of reasons why I love this one specifically. So another reason I feel like people might not feel like they need an oil or unsure about incorporating one into their routine is they say, I don't want to feel greasy, which is super fair. Most people don't want to have that greasy feeling unless, even myself, I like feeling very, very hydrated, but it doesn't mean I want to be greasy. So this is a super lightweight moisturizer. And it's technically something that I would consider to be a dry oil, which means you apply it and after it like sinks in for a couple seconds, it's almost dry to the touch. And that's because it is just so absorbent and never greasy. So I'm gonna put a little bit on my hand. There we go. So I did just like a little drop. I don't know how well you can see that, but I did just a little drop, and I'm gonna start rubbing it in. And you'll see it sinks right in. I don't know if you can see, but my hand doesn't look greasy at all. And it sinks right into the skin, doesn't leave any greasiness. It just feels really soft to the touch, which is really important. If you feel greasy and you don't love how it feels on your skin, you're probably not going to be drawn to using it all the time. So So really, really love that this oil in particular leaves your skin feeling dry to the touch, while still being really, really hydrating and incredible. Um, and another really cool thing about it is that you can use it on your face, you can use it as a body oil, and you can also use it on your hair. And sometimes I'll like to use a little bit on my cuticles if I have a little bit of leftover product and kind of want to make sure that my hands are feeling hydrated. Also plug next week. On my live, I will be talking about hand and nail care. So if that's something that interests you, definitely hop in for that one. And I see that someone just joined. So just to kind of reorient the room, this week I'm talking about some wellness and skincare products that I love, kind of recapping some of the products that we chatted about in the past couple weeks for anyone who missed them. And then I'll be sharing 2 new newbies as well. So we just chatted about the Indie Lee Squalane oil, which is a really, really great skincare oil. And like I said, it's really, really versatile. So you can use it kind of in so many different ways. Another good tip is that you can mix a little bit of it into your foundation, or if you use kind of like a liquid highlighter, you can mix it into that as well to give your skin some added glow and then also deliver skincare benefits when you're doing your kind of makeup routine. I have really dry skin, so almost every foundation kind of makes my skin feel dry. So I really, really love mixing in 1 or 2 drops, depending on like what kind of coverage I'm going for, to make sure that when I'm putting on my foundation, it's not making my skin look all dry, and it doesn't look as good with your makeup if it doesn't set that well. So this is a really good oil for hydrating your skin, keeping it plump and supple, and kind of adding that glow. And now I'm going to shift gears a little bit and chat about some wellness items that I am loving, that we discussed last week, actually. And these are 2 amazing collagens. So first, I'm going to talk about Kofo Provisions and the Marine Collagen Supplement. So I'm going to